Hi, I hope I can get this video out. I hope I can do it efficiently enough that it comes across clearly. I have a tripod, but I couldn't set it up. So bear with me. And I first of all, happy Sunday. It is Sunday, and it is the Sunday after Valentine's Day. This is Valentine's Day weekend, so I hope that you had a great uh, Valentine's Day, celebrating with the one that you love, celebrating the one that you love. But more importantly, I love to take the time to celebrate just God's love for us, right? God so loved the world. So God is the creator and the originator of that thing that we call love. He is love. I wanted to talk to you today about something that was so confirmed in my spirit today. We had such a great service today. My pastors are Pastor Jonell and Aisha Doris. They are the pastors and the leadership of Full Gospel Assembly of Queens, New York. And we have Pastor Barfield, who is also in the leadership of that ministry. And just great things coming out of the ministry overall. And today we were talking about the finish, the bottom line or the finishing goal, but overall the topic was about purpose and finding your purpose. You may have noticed, if you have been on social media today, that I put up some of that message, how to find your purpose. You know, some purpose are revealed to us today. We learn by divine inclination, through sometimes through challenges, and through passion. So that was today's message. But what I wanted to talk to you about today, that I felt so strongly in my spirit, I felt it in when I walked into the church, I feel it now, and I thought I would share it with you. You know, sometimes we can have, first of all, before even that, we must remember that we serve a creative God, right? So if we serve a creative God, we must first remember that all things are possible and that He is forever moving and changing and creating and regenerating things, even though we cannot, the creation cannot feel it or we do not know it. Now, with that being said, God was speaking to me, and He was telling me that He don't like void things. And I'm like, am I void, God? Like, oh my God, are you talking to me? Because I like to take when God speaks to me, I always do a spiritual check to make sure that the word is applicable to me. I digest it before I give it out to anyone else, and I apply it to my life before I speak it to others and expect others to apply it to their lives. But we were talking. I was praying and talking to God, and when I heard him say void, I'm like, he said he hates the void. And I'm like, I don't want to have the void in my life. But then he showed me many people, their minds, their hearts, their their bodies, their pockets, your pocketbook, your wallet, your bank accounts, all these things that are void. And I'm like, God, they're void because you have not moved. And then God spoke to me. He said, they're void because they have not been surrendered to me to fill. And I was like, that's deep, God. You know, I always try to find space in my life, not avoid, but I try to leave room for God to speak and to move and to do things and to have miracles occur and to see things change. Sometimes when we overpack our lives, we miss God. And it's an uncomfortable thing, and you end up hating yourself or disliking yourself, not hating yourself, but you become very angry with yourself because you know that God has come around and you missed him. uh, don't pack your life so much that you cannot feel God and that you miss him. But back to voids, the Lord showed me that he hates void, and he confirmed it through, of course, his word, which is how he speaks to us. And do you know, in the book of Genesis, where God created the earth and he said, oh, it's good. But then he looked down upon the earth, he looked down upon his creation, and he saw that it was void or dark. absence of light. I'm like, what? Oh my God, okay. I get it. So you created the world and then you put stuff on it. You saw that it was empty, so you filled it with an ocean. You filled it with land, and you filled it with great things and fruits and trees and a paradise and all these things. And then it still was void, so you placed us people. Then God showed me, like, when I was like, God, am I void? And like, well, then I'm void because you didn't fill it. No, we're void because we do not allow the Spirit of God to move over our darkness or our empty places. And I'm trying to be calm, but the way I feel that thing in my spirit talking to you all, it is a confirmation that not only did God say that to me and He was speaking it to me, but He wants me to relay it to you. God moves by His Spirit, right? Uh, in the book of Genesis, after God created the earth and He said, "Let there be light," the Spirit of God, which had hovered over the earth, began to move. And sometimes the void in our lives are not removed because we're not allowing the Spirit of God to come in and to move over those situations that there may be change. God does not like void things. He did not like a void earth, and He does not like a void you. He wants you to be fruitful, to multiply, and to walk in your purpose, to be the person that He designed you to be. Sometimes we get so overwhelmed believing lies about ourselves, that we're nothing, that we'll never be nothing, that we're not good for anything, that we were never meant to be, that we were mistakes, and that, oh, I don't like you, you're not chosen, you're not cherished, you're not loved. All of these lies we begin to believe about ourselves, and we don't walk in our purpose. But I wanted to take the time. I didn't get undressed from church. I just still have my earrings in. I have my glasses on. But I want to look you in the eye. I want to look you eye to eye and say to you today that if you feel any sense of void in your life and you're unsure what your purpose is, how do you begin to explore your purpose? Then you need to get really in the Word of God. As a matter of fact, my pastor gave us a great challenge, a homework assignment. And he said that you should write down what your purpose is, what you believe your purpose is. I know my purpose. I've always known my purpose. I've always walked in my purpose in some form or another. But this is the year that I know that God is going to allow me to do what I was created to do and to help other people fulfill, not just fulfill, but to recognize their purpose. That is my purpose. Can you imagine? My purpose is to be a servant. And as long as I'm a servant to the Lord, I am honored, because I'd rather live a lifetime in the courts or the gates as a servant of God than to live one day as a king in the highest palace. I would rather be a servant unto the Lord. Anyway, that was my purpose. I told you what I was going to do. I told you what my purpose is. But I hope that if you are in search of your purpose, that you allow God to speak to you, that He may reveal what your purpose is. And maybe you've grown accustomed of not being familiar with the voice of God. If that is the case, there are people who are around you who are willing to help you. I am willing to help you. I am willing to pray with you, to pray for you, and pray alongside with you in the Spirit, to be sure that you hear clearly from God, as we all need clarity about our purpose. Don't be void. Allow the Lord to move in your life. Allow Him to birth in you the person whom you know you are to be. I love you. I'm wishing you a great Sunday. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.